Well, all right. It's Michelle Walker Wade, and I am coming to respond to one question that I received after. I don't remember if this question was a result of uh, episode number 1 or number 2 of Words About Work, Wealth, and Money. Nevertheless, I'm going to answer this question, and I'm going to put the question on the screen so you can see what it is, and then I'm going to answer it. Hopefully it'll be quick and short, but who knows, we never know. All right, so the basics of the question is or was or is should I look for a job or just do my side hustle for now? That's the basics of the question. All right, and so here's the fuller question. So you see right here on the screen that this question came from episode 2, which was the plans of the diligent prevent poverty. So the question is, given the current circumstance of COVID, does it make sense to have a full-time job and a side hustle? Considering I'm not working at all, just doing my side business, does it make sense to find full-time work or just make the side business work for now? All right, so I can't answer this question without more information because the answer will be different for everyone. But I do want to go back to one of the principles I gave in episode number 1, where I talked about, I gave you all those simple phrases. And one of those principles is to work all you can, to work all you can. So I could say, based on the full perspective of your specific situation, are you working all you can? One thing I want to say is none of us should let the circumstances with COVID stop us from progressing. Whatever it is, whatever your goal, whatever your plans are, whatever you need to work, COVID should not stop you from progressing. Now, that doesn't mean that you're not going to have barriers. If the barriers, if COVID has caused certain barriers that stop you from being able to progress, and because of some of the barriers that COVID has created in life, are you working all you can in spite of COVID? Are you working all you can in spite of COVID or in the middle of COVID? People are actually finding extra work during COVID. Now, it seems to me like you have asked more so about a career, maybe. I don't know. You said, given the current situation, does it make sense to have a full-time job, considering I'm not working at all? Why aren't you working at all? Are you on a career path and you just are not working within your career path? You said you're making your side business work. How does your side business play into your overall career plans? Or how does it all work together? You say your side business is working for now. Does that mean you're making enough money to build wealth doing your side business, or are you just making enough to get along, just to get by? My premise of this entire series that I'm just starting, so this is just episode 3 of the series, but the premise of this entire series is about work, wealth, and money. Work, wealth, and money. When you think about wealth, you don't just stop at getting by. Are you working all you can, and is the money that you're bringing in from your side business able to help you build wealth, or is it just enough to get by? Are you working all you can? Do you have things that are preventing you from working? Are there no jobs in your career field? Does that mean you can't work more? You've got to, I don't know. Um, uh, are you not working more because COVID means you have to spend more time with your kids? Or you have children? Are they at home? And so now you're with your kids, and so you really can't work. You really can't start a new job. At this point, you would be starting in a new job. You really can't start a new job because you've got until your children return to school or to where they're no longer at home so much. So you've got to answer that question. But the thing you got to consider is, even though we're scheduled to all go back to normal life in the fall, schools are still trying to figure out how we're going to serve children, students, um, and do social distancing at the same time. So if you're putting your career on hold, or if you're putting finding more work on hold, uh, with the intention or the thought that, and when the fall starts, your children are going to go back to work, to go back to school full time, and you're going to be able to be away like you were before. We don't know if that lifestyle is going to return. You may actually still have to have your children at home more frequently. Um, we don't know. So are you going to still keep getting more work on hold because you have to take care of your children? And if so, are you working all you can, even though your children might be home more frequently? Um, so those are some things you have to consider. So another thing you would have to consider is, what if the children don't return to full-time school in the fall, and the children are home part-time? Does that mean you put off working more? Um, do you have other alternatives for your children? Are you looking for other alternatives for your children? So those are some few more questions that I can't tell you with an answer without having those details. What I can say, perfect world where you don't have these extra um, barriers to working more frequently. Um, Work, I guess, just goes right back top, to the top. Work all you can. Are you working all you can? Oh, that was the other thing I was thinking. You say you don't have a full-time job right now, um, and you're making your side hustle is working for now. Does that mean that your side business is bringing in enough money to pay all your household expenses? Or do you have some other way, or some other person who's helping to pay household expenses? Were you working before, and are you on unemployment now? Now, if you were working before, and if you're one of the people who got laid off from work, and let's say you are now laid off and getting unemployment, but you've got this side hustle going on, technically and legally, any of that income you make on your side hustle is reportable income to the Employment Development Department. And not to report it is technically illegal. And if by some manner of opportunity, the Employment Development Department were to find out that you were making income from a side business and not reporting it as income when you fill out that little EDD form, you could really be setting yourself up to be disqualified from receiving unemployment development insurance for X number of years. I can't remember how many years it is. So that income, you should be reporting it. When you report side hustle income to EDD, the next question they're going to ask you shortly thereafter is, do you plan to work on your side business, or do you plan to look for a full-time job? That's what they'll ask you. If you were to say, no, I'm just going to do my side business because it's working for me for now, you probably are going to end up disqualifying yourself for unemployment, because unemployment expects for you to be looking for full-time work while you're on it. The two things they expect you to do: look for full-time work and report any income. So that's something to think about. Again, I don't know your total and complete personal situation, but that's something to think about. What is the likelihood that if you have a side business and it's an all cash side business, what is the likelihood that Employment Development Department is going to find out that you have a side hustle? It could be slim, but you really just never know. All right. So taking everything into consideration, does it make sense to look for work? On a personal note, after I've given you all those perspectives, on a personal note, um, this could, even though this is a bad time, you could end up finding a really good job, or, you know, almost a dream job uh, during this time. You could, because some people are deciding not to go back to work. Some people are deciding to go ahead and retire after having been home for 2.5, 3 months. So you could be passing up some good opportunities by waiting. So something to think about, and you've got to figure out what it is that you can do based on your situation. All right, so that's the answer to question number one, and I hope it somehow helped you decide what's the best thing to do. All right, thanks a bunch. I will be back with the answer to question. I have 3 more questions that I'm going to come back and answer on another video. All right, enjoy life, work all you can, earn all you can, save all you can, give all you can. All right, I will see you on the next time.